How y'all doing? Welcome to Outside the Box Financials, where we think differently for a better tomorrow. So, this is a good one. A stay with me because this is for all my military homies, right? Particularly the Army. All right, so they already have enough to stress about. So hopefully this helps out with their finances. So that's something, some less stress they have when protecting all of us. All right. So it's to create a strong financial future using a whole life policy. I'm telling you, a whole life policy is like once I found out how to do this again, I just it's it helps out a lot and helps keep the financial structure in place. So it's just overall a good thing to have. All right. So we got join military at 18. This person is single, right? There's nobody in particular. It's just an 18-year-old who joined the military. And typically, we get people who join at 18 and sometimes they'll stay for 20 years. Right? And we don't want them to end up at the 20-year mark wondering what happened with all the money, how come they saved. And I've seen it too many times where they leave, and I saw a couple of them when they left. They didn't have no money. They were married. They had kids, and then like one of them had to become a park ranger, not because he really loved to be a park ranger. It's because he had to. Another one was trying to come and grab what do you call this? Oh, recommendations from us because he's trying to join this job because I guess he had something, and this is when the army was downsizing, and he got one of those slips and got forced retired. So let's help our military uh, join the ranks of the financial freedom. All right, I talked too much, so let's go on. All right, we got year one and year two. We got in year one, we got a private, and typically in 6 months, if they do pretty straight, they'll make private second class, and within that first year, they'll make 23,532. Right, in the second year, after 6 months or after that year, if they do pretty good, they'll make PFC in six. They'll make PFC, which is private first class, and if they're doing really awesome in 18 months, they'll make specialist, which is 28,000. Which for that year they'll make 28,572. And then we got year three. If these homies are super high speed, they're just killing it. They're crushing the board and doing what they're supposed to do. We got them making in that year 36,660. Right, nothing really changes in the fourth year. Same thing, 36,660. Year five. Right, they're making 42,780. Right, so they're gaining a little bit. Right, we got year 6 and 7. Right, they're crushing it. They made staff sergeant. Right, we got 69,792. Nothing changed in year 7. We got year 8. They're really killing it because now they make sergeant first class, and that's free. That's super in the military. That's super fast. All right, you got 80,340. Year 9, same thing. Year 10, 82,068. We got year 11, 82,068. Year 12, 85,140. And then year 13, they made Master Sergeant, which is 91,740. Year 14, 93,696. It's going up like that because every 2 years, they, I guess for longevity, your time in service, they'll get a raise. So year 15, same amount. Year 16, 95,796. And the last few years, they made Sergeant Major. We got 108,000, 110,000, and then at year 20, 140,000. But all in all, if you add this all up, what they've made was 1.536 million. So 1,536,168, which is not bad. So before going on, how many of y'all, right, and this kind of applies to, right, others that are not even in the military, how many of y'all have worked and you spend all that money and now that money's gone? What happens if you can collect all that money, and it still gains interest. So that's what I'm trying to show you here. In the military, look how much money they've made over the course of life, especially if they're, and this is the enlisted side too. Officers get a little bit different type of training or understand financials a little bit different than enlisted. Enlisted are typically kids that are just coming straight out of high school, don't know much about money, and spreading frivolously, and we don't want that. But again, what happens if you could have saved all your money and have it somewhere growing and you really haven't got rid of it? If you think about it, over the course of 20, 30, 40 years you've been working, how much money have you made over the course of your lifetime? Probably a significant amount. So we can save that and have it earn interest for us. That's good for us, and then we can start figuring out ways to get out of this financial bind, and then also help out our future legacy and our kids and other family members. All right, that's my small little rant. We got 75% use. So out of that, right, 1,536,000. Right, we utilize about 75%, which would be 1,152,126. So this is debt. Don't think of it as bad debt. We got to rethink differently. And think outside the box. But we'll see how we can still have this debt, but still be earning some interest and making money. So just follow along with me. All right, we got at 5.75%. Right, from that amount we're using, it's charging us $66,247. Right, interest. So that's per year that is charging us $66,247. Which again, just bear with me. We'll see how that's like having that's not gonna affect us, and just having that total loan of 75%, right, is not hurting us, and we're still able to live our life. All right, so at 4.75%, right, and this is depending on what insurance company you have. I'm just using these as examples. So at 4.75% interest that you gain, you're gaining $90,361. Now, you might be saying or looking at it, well, how am I paying 5.75% and it's less, right? And it's charging me less than what I'm gaining, and what I'm gaining is 1% lower than what I'm paying. So again, bear with me. Right, the total interest gain is $366,169 over those 20 years. Right, and on average, I took the whole 20 years, and what I did was I divided it, which gave me 69,825. So then what I did it on, I think it was one of those websites where I can calculate the compound interest, and I put for every year, right, instead of the 69,825, I divided by 2, made it a little bit less, put 30,000, and I put 30,000 in the compound interest thing for every year. That's how much is being deposited, and over the course of 20 years, compounding annually at 4.75%, which gave me 366,169, and that is actually lower than if I did this all correctly, one by one, figuring out all the numbers and stuff, putting it in there. But I wanted to make it easy, so that's what it is now. Alright, so cleaning it all up, we got interest gain at 366,169 over the course of 20 years. We got a total amount saved over the 20 years that was deposited into the whole life policy at $1,536,168. We got a 75% use from that, right, to expenses, discretionary, and so on. So what we're doing is we're keeping our amount at 75%. So we got 1,152,126. We're gaining 4.75%, which is 90,361, and then we're paying 5.75%, 66,247 interest. All right, so bang, there you go. So that 4.75%. Right, the 90,361 it's the interest plus the total. And then, of course, for the 66,247, it's off of the 75% use. Of course, again, so we're only principal only from there. So we're not using the interest gain at 366,169. We're just using the principal of the money we made, or this individual made from his paycheck over the course of the 20 years. So again, interest gain is not in use. And every year, again, this is how we keep it low at 66,247, and it's not compounding or exceeding the amount I'm gaining off the 4.75%. So the 4.75% is compounding. The 5.75% is not compounding, because every year you want to at least pay the interest. You at least want to pay the interest. Again, you at least want to pay the interest because it won't compound. It's simple interest, and it won't compound. So that's how you're able to have a higher interest paid and a lower interest gain and still be able to come out on top. And of course, we're only using 75% of the total value in there, so that's even helping us out. All right? So that 4.75%, since it's compounding, it's like every year we get a raise. So those two, the net, the 4.75% and 5.75%, the net amount is 24,114 that we can borrow every year. Yes, every year. Now, my bad. I'm just thinking if this is correct. Oh yeah, because what? Yes, it is. Every year spitting out that much. So yes, that is correct. So every year, 24,114. Retire at, my mind went blank. My bad. So retire at 50%, which means after you retire in 20 years, say you don't get no disability or nothing, I'm not even including it, you'll get the highest three paychecks you ever made, divided by 3, and you'll get 50% of that, which is $41,956. And then in the military, you get money for college, and with that college, the post 9/11 GI Bill, what they'll do is for 3 years they'll pay your housing. So it depends on where you're at, but I calculated at 19,836. I forgot what state I used, but either way, 19,836. I think I used Barstow, California. Then you add all 3 of these together, you get 85,906. How many of y'all would like to get out of your job, or if you're in the military, get out of the military, and already be, right off the bat, be making 85,906 without no part-time job or full-time job, or typically they'll go contracting jobs or they'll get jobs right on post. But again, be making 85,906, and this changed. If you get a disability, say you don't get 50%, you get the whole 100%. This number will freaking crush it. So again, this is great. This is extremely great. All right, moving on. So what I didn't include, right? Because these numbers can go freaking crazy. If I include all of this, which I did not, then that 1.5 million could be 2.5, 3 million, like some crazy amount of number. All right, so we got yearly raise due to inflation, which is 1% and 3%. Yes, which happens every year. So factor that in. Even that little bit amount can be thousands of dollars that you gain. All right, you got tax returns. Didn't include that. Let's say you get about a $3,000 tax return every year times 20. What is that? Right, what is it? 3,000 times 20. What is that? 60,000. Right, yeah, about 60,000. So, what can they do with your gain over the years? Clothing allowance, which you get per year, I think it's like $400 or $500. Still, that's some money. You got TDY per diem, which is temporary duty assignment. Like for instance, in Iraq, I think it's like $3 to $4 per day, which equates to I think $1,300 or something. I got PPM Diddy Move, which PPM is the new name, but right? People who've been in the army for a while know daily moves. What happens is when you get orders, which is a document saying you have to relocate, the army will pay. And if you do things right and you're able to, I guess, save some money on certain areas, then you'll get the difference from whatever they pay you out. And then same thing with DLA. That's money you get to move. So a lot of people, a lot of soldiers and stuff try to save some money. But either way, even if you spend it all, if you put this into the whole life, you're increasing it and you can work it out where you're collecting all that interest. So the higher you can get that amount inside your whole life policy, the better. Right? Then you got SDP, which is special duty pay. You have that special assignments like you're a diver or you're on airborne status and so on. Right? Then you got FAFSA, okay, which is for school. So if you're able to, I guess, finagle that, then, or before you even pay for school, you can put it in the whole life and then pay for school. There we go. Right, then we got language pay. Basically, if they need the language, say you got Spanish, Arabic or something, and they need it, you'll get some money for that. You can sell your leave up to 60 days. And you might want to hold off on this until you're a high rank, or maybe even do it early so that way you can put in the whole life and can start collecting its interest. Right, SGLI. Some majority of people will sign up for this and they'll pay, I don't know, anywhere from like $30 to $50. If you take it off, put it in a whole life, or to help grow your cash value, then I would suggest doing that. Then you got bonuses when you join, you get some money. I've seen homies get up to like 40,000. Same thing for re-enlisting. Right, and we got hazardous duty pay, minimum danger pay, and family separation, which is, well, it's the first two you get at combat zones. And family separation is if you're gone away from your family for more than 30 days, then you'll get this. So all of this altogether can greatly increase the amount you have in your cash value. So be a good steward of money, right? Upgrade your mindset and rethink debt. This was just a quick video. Hopefully it helped out. And let's think outside the box so that way all of us can reach that financial future, that financial freedom that we want. So y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining me. See y'all later.